He's very proud of what he has done. And up till now, Ghanaians are still cursing.
They met us again in the last World Cup and still
nothing
defeated us
happened.
2-0.
Suarez.
Curses don't work.
Luis Suarez. Yeah. Luis Suarez from Liverpool to Barcelona, forming the MSN. Good player, but he was a dirty player too,
Okay, so I understand the emotions Ghanaians have when it comes to Luis Suarez, right? But look at it from this angle. You had a warrior who was at the battlefront, right? Fighting for his country, who was willing to do everything and anything humanly possible to give happiness to his compatriots, right? Good. And the happiness he gave was that when an opportunity came for him to be a stumbling block between Ghana and then the semi-final qualification, he showed up and he paid his due. Right. Now, in as much as I agree that he played dirty, I think our anger should go to
Who?
either our own son Asamoah Gyan.
But it did.
Hold on. No worry. Our own son Asamoah Gyan for missing the penalty kick, or the referee for refusing to award a goal.
Well,
That could have easily been awarded a goal.
There was no goal line technology there.
Exactly. You get it? That could have easily. It was not supposed to be a penalty. So me, Luis Suarez, yes, we were all emotional on that day. But the following day,
do you remember where you were?
yes, I remember clearly because I was actually listening to commentary on BBC. It was way ahead of the television you guys were watching. So I had known that.
But you weren't watching. Were you also watching?
No, I was
some
moving
people like listening to the commentary
while watching.
So
Here's the thing. So I was walking from one point to the other. So I was listening to the commentary. By the time I got to the screen, Asamoah Gyan was here to take the kick. But I had known because I was listening on BBC that.
So did you tell them?
I didn't tell anybody.
Why did you tell them?
Tell anybody. So that's how memorable it was for me.
When Ghanaians remember that day, Charlie.
But apart from like the referee, Asamoah Gyan, Suarez, I think Ghanaians should also blame John Mensah and Adia. They did that in.
They didn't have to go to penalties.
But when they went to penalties, the other one, look at the like a desperate attitude of John Mensah. He stood like a zero and played the ball like John Mensah.
As for penalties, this is not the first time Ghana has been booted out of a major tournament in penalties.
That's true.
But I mean, when we had the very single most important opportunity to be in a World Cup semi-final, and the whole thing was on Asamoah Gyan's shoulder. Me, my concern was that the guy kicked the ball, started going to dance. Why was he in a hurry to?
And it hit the crossbar, right? Or it went over. Did it?
It hit the crossbar.
My biggest football heartbreak in a lifetime.
I think every Ghanaian. I think every Ghanaian's biggest.
No, but you should also commend Asamoah Gyan because when we eventually got to the penalty shootout,
which was
immaterial.
For me, the annoying part.
Yes, he went with confidence and took the penalty and scored.
He created that scenario for himself.
Yeah. You should have scored the first one, then you need to score the second one.
I mean, how do you know? You never know. Maybe if he had scored,
if he had scored, they won't have been the second one, my brother. Are you following?
No, maybe if he had scored, we could. The Uruguayans could have equalized.
That was the last kick of the game.
So that, but see, he volleyed the ball.
It happens.
And here we are. Anyway, why are we being reminding Ghanaians of this?
Let's move on.
Let's let Ghanaians remember.
Don't worry, people have polluted the water more than others.
But introduce council very well, properly. You have not introduced council properly.
Yes, I've not introduced. You've heard a voice on the show this morning. The voice says that is his biggest heartbreak as far as football is concerned. Nana Kwesi Boete.
Lantam Papanko.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We are very happy to hear your voice on the show this morning.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, we're very excited that you are here.
I'm happy to be here.
Have you been able to overcome the broken heart from all of those years ago?
Oh, come on.
Or it still gives you pain? Or it still gives you pain?
Well, memory of it obviously doesn't. It's not pleasant.
Yeah. When you think about what could have been,
I know, right?
The possibility.
And I think that the team that Uruguay played in the semi-finals, and I'm not was a team we had.
Netherlands.
Yes, I think we met
beating
them.
Oh, that one there. See,
So,
that was Africa's first World Cup
finals.
No, you see, the
finals,
momentum,
you can't be sure.
would have gone into
Why are we
the
damn sure?
semi-finals.
Because build up to the World Cup, they defeated us 4-1 or 4-0.
No problem.
No, but you
See,
see, the momentum.
we were on a very beautiful tangent with the support of the entire continent.
The momentum.
This is a Netherlands team that, but for Ian Robbins' mistake, they would
But
have
they
won the
still
World
didn't
Cup.
win.
No, I'm saying, but for that Ian
That's
Robbins'
the point.
mistake,
They have been against us.
I'm making a point that they were fantastic.
I get you.
They knocked out Brazil
We get you.
in the World Cup. We all know what Brazil did to us in 2006.
We know.
So let's not kid ourselves that
We could have won.
anything could have happened.
That World Cup was being
The
played on
momentum.
African soil, was it not? In South Africa.
The momentum we would have gone with. The
The
momentum.
Vuvuzela would have won the World Cup for us. Vuvuzela.
Anyway, but look at how we even got to the quarterfinals. Look at the trajectory. Same group with Germany. Still, Charlie. Anyway,
Ghana.
it was not to
An
be.
opportunity that we didn't take.
It is
Yeah.
well.
And now we are wondering if we'll ever get that opportunity again.
Pre-qualified.
From that, it turned
Consistently.
into, flying money to Brazil and all kinds of fiascos at
That
the
was
World
another
Cup
opportunity, eh?
that we've
I'm
qualified for.
going to Kumasi to watch the.
Oh, okay.
the match
Yeah,
Watch the
tomorrow.
match tomorrow.
Nice
Yes.
one. Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
The Ghanaian in
See,
you.
I still support the Black
Against,
Stars.
against
Yeah.
Angola.
Yes, I still support them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the love is still there.
That is there.
Okay.
The love for country is there.
Yeah, it's a love for country. For that one, it must always be there. But me, my heart, Black Stars, football, no. Yeah, of course. In fact, my biggest heartbreak, I think, in football, it's not even with the Black Stars. It will be with Chelsea versus Barcelona. That referee.
Tomenan of Rego or something.
No, Bregos and
You support
Of
Chelsea.
I don't Chelsea.
That's
Yeah.
the problem. Come and support Barcelona, you'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's some time back. Now it's Man City. All the ladies are supporting Man City.
Why are you supporting Man City?
No, I'm not saying I support Man City. Why would I support Man City?
Okay.
If you don't
You
want
know,
that break.
again, every Barcelona fan has some small soft spots for
Yeah,
because
Man
of
City
Pep.
because of
Pep.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a Catalonia club. So
Yeah, the same way everyone who supports Man U has a soft spot for Real Madrid.
Real Madrid
Yeah,
because of
Beckham,
Ronaldo.
Just like
Ronaldo.
me. Just like me.
Yeah.
But I still support Real Madrid.
This season you are not doing too well, actually.
Yeah.
Yo,
You
don't
started
worry.
on a
We are
very
still
I don't
second.
remember when last United did well.
Yeah.
I don't remember. As a United
I
fan, I
thought
don't
you just-
remember.
I thought
No,
you
he's
were
talking about Real Madrid.
Madrid.
Yeah, we are
Real
second
Madrid.
on the La
Okay.
Liga table.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
Madrid
But
is
once
second
you are
on the La
second
Liga
and
table.
given the football,
Oh,
the
don't worry.
children
This
and
is-
Barca are
don't-
playing,
don't-
I've watched them.
Don't
Trust
worry,
me.
this is
The
Real Madrid.
17 and 16-year-olds.
Yes, the football the children are playing.
worry, this is
no.
Real
You are not
Madrid.
getting it. Last season the same thing. Once you take the lead, you take the distance. They
Don't
are
worry.
taking it this season.
Don't
It's
worry.
as simple as that.
This is Real Madrid. We are coming.
No problem.
Like
Yeah.
Kakai.
Mbappe has
Yeah,
he's
it's
got-
just
he's got
discovered
two.
his
got two.
scoring boot. Yeah.
He scored 2.
But
So we wish the Black Stars well tomorrow. So before we get into the papers, Ivy, you were in Parliament yesterday, right?
Yeah.
The emergency sitting is
Yes.
for 2 days, right?
It's for 2 days.
And
Yeah,
quite a lot
and-
happened. It was a very, very eventful sitting.
Very.
From multiple angles. From the Speaker of Parliament talking about members of Parliament involved in Galamsey.
Galamsey, yes.
And that they should stop it.
They say they should
Where did that one come from?
I came from the speaker. So, but here's the thing. So, yesterday, Galamsey was very topical. So, from Frank Anodompre are saying that when you look at the pollution of our water bodies, MPP has done better.
Can you imagine?
From-
I was
mean,
so surprised that a member of parliament, when we are talking about a serious disease that is plaguing the nation, a serious disease that is killing us, and then what politicians can do instead of talking about, let us get the people to stop, let us take the steps that are necessary to stop the bleeding of our country. You're actually getting up and talking about who polluted the water more than who. Like, are we serious?
So, that's the one chapter.
This one, the honorable Frank Anodompre. No,
let him give us
That-
what
that-
happened.
that's the
It was
episode
annoying
one.
me.
That's the episode 1. The episode 2 was that the former Deputy Works and Housing Minister, Samson Ahi, equally related to the fact that we are under threat as a nation related to water supply. Good. And then the Defense Minister, the one who assisted in deploying military men to help stop Galamsey, Dominic Nitio, got up and said, okay, if that's the case, then every politician who goes to a Galamsey community or a mining community and says, I will free you people when you are arrested, or I'll allow you to do galamsey, must equally be summoned to parliament to answer questions. So Dr. Kesela Atufo got up and said, hey, you are defense minister. You deployed military to fight galamsey. You failed. You are not owning up to your failures. You are here pontificating over and what?
Saying that an opposition leader should be brought to parliament to come and ask, are we serious?
So that's the second episode. And then, of course, Alexander Kwame Afenyomakin came to say that, see, we should stop the politicking.
Yeah.
It's a national threat.
It is.
Everybody must be concerned, right? And so Speaker came in and said, but you guys know that Galamsey fight will not be won, right? Because you are involved. Some of you are involved. So the community members see you and they know what you are engaged in. So when you deploy any measure whatsoever aimed at fighting it, it will not work because you are neck deep in it. So if you want Galamsey to stop, you should equally stop it. Not just that, not just those who are involved. Also stop taking money from Galamseyers to fund your political activities.
Yeah.
And that's the main problem. The main problem is that, and I'm sure you heard Party Hinska.
Yeah.
And so this one, we don't need anybody to point you to any evidence. It's documented that party people engage in mining activities, one, or those who engage in mining activities become party members, and their parties in government often overlook their SSS
because they benefit
they
from
bring the money to fund their political activities.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So that's it. So yesterday that was what happened. If you want to find out whether there's a solution in sight, no. Sorry to report to you
because
that
I was surprised that the members of parliament were playing politics with Galamsey, which
Galamsey has always been politics. No, President Guvadu promised that his presidency will be on the line. You know, come what may, he will fight Galamsey. Galamsey has been part of every manifesto.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, we are talking about gold in the soil. His money.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing is that the people are not ready to fight Galamsey because that's money in the ground. This one, you can't be tried for corruption because of Galamsey. You see, that some politicians they are not interested. And it is even worse, yes, of course, when, people clearly now want to compare the records. And you go to parliament and say somebody polluted the waters more than you.
How can you be making that kind of argument? How should that be the trajectory of the discourse in parliament as far as Galamsey is concerned, as to who polluted the water?
First of all, they have polluted the water more. Because we saw the waters before they came. Yeah. We have seen the waters now. It is worse. But more so, you haven't taken steps to remedy any of the situations. Yeah. Now, the fact that even if you polluted the water less, the fact that you polluted the water less makes you a hero, because it's
a race to nowhere.
And then how about forestation and deforestation?
Deforestation, yeah.
Galamsey is a menace. You don't want to fight it. Keep quiet. At the very least.
For me, I won't go into Galamsey and the devastating effects that it has on all of us, because that is evident enough. Look, when you talk about threat to democracy, it's not only about election-related incidents. It's not only about military men seizing power. Yeah. It's about confidence that the people have in those they've elected to represent them. Yeah. So if I'm a citizen and I feel that you're not doing anything about Galamsey, that is one. Yeah. But if I feel that you are playing partisan politics with Galamsey on the floor of parliament, talking about who polluted, like whose pollution is worse than the other, you are ridiculing yourselves as politicians, one, and you are also making us lose confidence that this is the only solution when it comes to governance. Yeah. So they themselves, by their conduct, they are making us lose confidence in them. And look, as for Arodombre, the Honorable, I don't know what he has after parliament or where he wants to get to in politics. Yeah. Remember when the country issue came up? He was the first to start this fix yourself. I don't use the word. You get it? He's always on that side. And if he's mindful to read comments about what he said yesterday on social media, I think he will know that, please, temperature is high, tempers are high, and they should weigh their words and not anger us more.
I mean, you go to parliament and instead of debating on how we can deal with the Galamsey, you are there comparing. sometimes you think about the parliamentarians. You see, and this speaks.
He was not even comparing who has solved the problem more.
Yeah, that would have been better.
That would have been a better anyway.
You know, I mean, it just shows that, clearly that some of these individuals who are our leaders don't care about doing anything to solve the problems that we have. They care about the fortunes of their political party, making their political party look good so that they can capitalize on it and get people to vote for them so that they can continue to stay in power, to enjoy the largesse of the state, and to continue to amass wealth for themselves and to continue to loot the state. Because that is the impression that it creates. You're not concerned about dealing with the problem. You're only concerned about politicking.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It's a problem.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, Daily Graphic. Let's go to the Daily Graphic. Parliament recall is a drain on state coffers. That's according to Speaker Bagbing. So he said that yesterday too. So the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbing, has expressed concern about the abuse of the invocation of Article 112 Clause 3 within a session of the current Parliament. He said a frequent invocation of Article 112 Clause 3 to recall Parliament could disrupt the planned legislative annual budget and workflow of the House, drain national resources, and affect the overall productivity of Parliament. IB, you were there.
Yeah,
and the Speaker was unhappy about this one too
It
yesterday.
could become a horror movie, right? Where you just have to gather 15% signatures from members of Parliament.
Yeah.
And per Article 112 Clause 3.
They have to recall
the Speaker
Parliament.
within 7 days will have no option than to recall the House. So just imagine that a party wants to disrupt the campaign of the other. Just go gather 15% signatures
and recall
ask the
Parliament.
Speaker to recall Parliament. All your opponents will have to abandon their campaigns in their constituencies, come back to Parliament.
So, for the benefit of those of us who mass is not that great, 15%, we have 275. So
275,
15% will represent
that
how
will
many
be
number of MPs.
Okay,
so that
let me just do the math for you. So that will be 15 over 100. 15 over
100 times
yes,
275.
15 over 100.
You have something before 40.
15 over 100.
It's a
That
figure
will be
just
then,
between 30 and 40.
Yeah, so that will be 15.
You can just Google 15%.
Don't
I don't know why he's doing it the hard way.
I'm doing the hard way. I want the kids. I want the kids.
You need
I
just
want the kids. I want the kids.
0.15
I want the kids to know.
times
Yes,
270.
that's around a little
It's
over
41.
Yeah,
It's
a little
41.
over
It's around
41.
It's 41.
It's a serious
15%
Yeah.
of
considering the numbers that both
Yeah.
parties.
so for
But
41.
IB, how many people were there?
Yesterday, they came
In
in
the
their
dome.
numbers. In the dome, they came in their numbers because there is a loan that needs to be passed. $250
So they
million.
were whipped.
Is it the majority that came in their numbers or both sides?
Both
All of
sides.
them?
If you want to oppose, you
So
have
was-
to show up.
so was it
if
a
you
full
want
house?
to approve, you
So
have
was
to
it
show
a
up.
full house?
It was.
Full 275? All of
It's
them?
only Napuda I didn't see. Yeah, right. And a few others, right? But of course, because
Did they get it? Did they get it through? Did they
No,
get
no,
the
no,
loan
no. It's
approved?
been deferred to today. Okay, so
deferred
that's
to today.
another whole tango on its own. So here's the thing. So the loan was actually rejected. The loan was rejected the last time.
Yeah, the last
So,
time. And
The last time.
It's one of the reasons they recalled Parliament,
Exactly.
right? They said they want to use it for the energy sector.
Yes, it's energy sector, debt recovery, a number of things, metering, the changing of the prepaid meters to postpaid meters to prepaid meters, and many other things.
Now we are tired.
Yeah. now, the motion was for rescission, that Parliament disapproved or rejected the loan. That decision must be rescinded, and then it will be taken again. The minority was of the opinion that no, that episode is closed. The loan was rejected. Now, come again, send the facility back to the finance committee, let the committee work on it, bring its report, and then we'll start anew. After back and forth, yes, that was eventually what prevailed. So it's been sent back to the finance committee. The finance committee will work on it. It will be brought back today, right? But in principle, I think the leading opponent, who was Muttaka Mubarak, who flagged the $94 million allocation for consultants.
Yeah.
Right. There's now a breakdown as to what the $90 million will be used for.
Does the breakdown make sense?
The consultancy is now down to about 12 million.
Consultancy is 12 million.
Yes.
CDs or
Dollars.
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 What kind of consultation alone are people doing for $12 million?
No, Consultation, ciao.
Leave this job. Let's go and become consultants.
Yeah, Charlie.
But as a lawyer, you are a consultant, actually.
No, I'm a different type of consultant. You want to become loan consultant?
Well, legal Charlie, open a consultancy firm,
Yeah.
Charlie, to be advising
Yeah.
government on loans.
Yeah,
and
but
things,
from
Charlie.
90 million to 12 million, at least that's a bargain.
What we are talking about is almost
so the other-
192. Hey,
Yeah, the other
the other-
component,
so
they
the other
were all
com-
lumped together and
As consultancy.
in consultants. But now there's a breakdown. And it's going
So
to
what
be-
are those components?
Oh, they are there. They
don't
are
worry.
there.
But we are talking about 192 million
Ghana
cedis.
cedis.
If you
Yeah.
convert it, and I use
Yeah.
16, I hear the dollar
the
is
dollar is
almost
now
16 point
16.
something.
Yeah, it's now
So
16.
even if I just
Yeah.
use 16, that
Yeah.
is
That's a lot of
192
money.
million.
Technical consultancy, this, that, and everything. Yes, but I understand. I agree
Oh,
that
man.
it's huge money. Yeah.
They ended up talking about the voters register.
Yes, they did. They
Yes,
did.
the voters register. So the speaker also had some words for the political parties about collaborating.
Yeah,
right.
there's
Collaborating
supposed
with
to be a
with
roundtable
the
discussion.
EC. Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
roundtable.
accusing them all the time.
Well, but I think that the EC too must do their job. Oh.
Yeah.
See all these, and there were very clear admissions from the EC of some errors
Yeah.
in the exhibited register.
Yeah.
You see, there is so much mistrust that the EC must not create room for more mistrust.
Yeah.
And sometimes when errors happen that are so palpably apparent on the face that it creates just unnecessary mistrust, which is not relevant. So I'm glad that at least the speaker and the entire parliament were on one side on
Yeah.
this. That
Yeah.
the EC must set up also.
Yeah. The MP for Pusiga, of course, whose constituency has been in the news. I don't know why.
I like
Whenever
that
I mention the constituency,
Pusiga.
we go giggles.
Oh, come on.
So she mentioned that what we've seen and what has been reported is just the tip of the iceberg, because constantly they keep on discovering that many more people from different constituencies have been transferred to Pusiga
So what
without
happened
their
there?
knowledge.
So what happened there?
I don't know what they are going to do in that
What is
constituency.
it about Pusiga that
There is impression that the places where there were marginal wins
wins,
yeah.
for certain political parties,
Yeah.
you can push people there and they can change the dynamics and win some seats.
Yeah.
So there is the impression that there
I
is
do
some.
know how people are going to vote anyway. Are they
Well,
able to
no,
identify
but
that?
the
Oh,
people,
no, you
who,
can
are-
tell.
the people who have
Yeah,
been
if you
deliberately
engineer
transferred
it,
to
yes,
a place
if you engineer
are
it.
people who are not in that place. They are not. They don't live there.
So it means
they are
will
not from there.
So they may not find their names and they will not even go and vote.
No, the thing is that there are people too who, like, if, for instance, if it's MPP, and all of us here are MPP, and we are all transferred to Pusiga,
Yeah.
we know that
We are going to vote
automatically you
MPP.
got 4 additional votes in
Yeah.
Pusiga, and if you're able to put 1,000 votes in Pusiga and they all go there,
Yeah.
you know they are there and they go and vote. Then you are changing the dynamics.
You are home and dry.
But you see, politicians never learn. Remember, before the run up to the 2008 election,
Yeah.
all the MPP said was that they needed to fill a Sipon,
Yeah,
Cape
about
Coast,
4
and
stadiums,
Tasco,
yeah,
because the,
3 stadiums.
the deficit at the time was 120,000.
1,000
So
people, yeah.
why do they assume that everybody that voted for you 4 years ago will show up and
automatically
vote
vote for you?
So
Yeah.
all you need is to top up.
Yeah.
Politics doesn't work like that.
It's a safer assumption for them that instead of trying to convince the people there to change their mind, the 1,000 people who voted against you, you send 1,000 people there that at least you are assured will vote for you, right?
Also,
and then do the permutation.
What's the guarantee that you can bus all those people back?
They will put in place
To
the
the-
measures. They will put in place the measures for busing there. Hey, politicians and busing, trust me. Even if they need to train them, not just bus, use train. They will send them there. Now,
anyway.
Dr. Jonas Asante is listening to us from UCC. He says, "To whom the gods want to destroy, they first make mad. When your Waterloo is underway, the gods close your eyes to see no evil, block your ears so you hear no evil until your doom is nigh." Mr. Anodompre is on that trajectory, and he says good morning to us. Yeah. Dr. Jonathan Asante,
Good morning to you, Doc. Thank you very much for always tuning
Are you
in to
done?
Star FM.
We can go into the
CSO's Occupy Ghana demand enactment of COPO bail, and also NHI releases 800 million Ghana cedis to healthcare providers. So, and 487 have been arrested over suspected Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this Ponzi scheme is very popular in Koforidua. QNet.
QNet.
Yeah, yesterday the police arrested some
Yeah.
people.
487 people have been arrested. I think that story is on page 12, page 13 of the Daily Graphic. So yes, it's about QNet. QNet in Kumasi. This one was in Kumasi. So the suspects consisting of 257 females and 230 males were arrested last Monday in a house located at Ejuman near Kenyase, a suburb of Kumasi, and they are currently in police custody assisting with the investigations process. So yeah,
You know how it works? They tell you that once you come in, it's like a pyramid scheme, right?
You bring people.
You bring people,
Yeah, you bring
and then
people.
you move up. So if you are unable to bring people, sometimes you run into deficit, right? And they will detain you until you call somebody to come and then rescue you.
Ah, really?
So
That's what they do?
wow. They actually brought people from Nigeria, people from Togo, people from Benin. You come here, you are stranded. If your family doesn't send anything, it's that bad.
Why they arrest you? They detain
They will
you.
detain you. The story just read said they were in
They
a
will
house,
detain
right?
you by themselves.
Yes.
Isn't that kidnapping council?
It is.
But why is it an
Could
illegality?
be anything. You mean you can
Yes. It's an illegality because everything they do is illegal. That's it.
Can you imagine? What the impunity?
Charlie.
you can sue them for false imprisonment, actually.
Yeah, that's if you found money to.
They want to survive now.
survival.
Anyway.
Ghanaian Times is the first newspaper I have. Outstanding releases to healthcare providers. NHIA set to pay 800 million Ghana cedis claims. Disburses 400 million today. I like the way Dr. Abuaji Da Costa is enjoying the media blitz.
Yeah, he's
I
everywhere.
Think,
He's
yeah,
everywhere in the
I
news
think
today,
if
right?
he's about to cough, he will tell the media that I'm about to cough, and trust me, that will find expression. I like that. Hopefully, the sector service providers equally benefit the same way relative to claim payment and what have you.
But is that not what the 800 is for?
There's set to pay. Usually, they pay and then we report, right?
Now they are set to.
Yeah, on your marks,
Get
get
set.
set. Then the stories.
All right. don't worry.
Anyway, the other headlines here. Dr. Bawumia woos voters in 4 constituencies in Greater Accra region. Demand your locked up funds. Mahama urges victims of DKM microfinance collapse.
But didn't they pay the DKM?
An administrator was appointed. I think some
they
of
did.
them.
They did.
Not everybody.
They
Not
settled.
not
And they even
everybody.
campaigned on it that we have paid all the DKM, people when we came into
Are you an
office.
investor?
No, I am not.
Don't let's allow the investors to.
The investors are still complaining. That's
Yeah.
why the former
Really? In
president said
DKM?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was DKM and
And
Jester
go-
Motors.
And then
Yeah,
God
there was God is love,
God is
just
love.
our motors.
Hey, but how
yeah.
can you dupe somebody after naming your company God is
Oh,
love?
but we are very religious.
They
So
say God
once
is love.
once
They say God
once
is love.
once
No,
But
you
you
use
have
the
no
name of-
idea.
Once you use the name of God.
Are people not duping people in the churches?
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot
Inside
the reason why
they are
that-
selling
that
all
one
manner of
people
things.
Came for all night,
Yeah.
donated their money,
Yeah.
hoping that it will be tripled or
Yeah.
doubled.
Yeah,
and
and then it
later.
didn't happen.
In
But that
fact,
one,
in other
So
countries,
she
there are
took the money
people.
doubling from Sikagari to Hejej.
Yeah.
There are people who, after they take your money, then they can actually tell you that God says you should go and kill yourself, and there are places where people are killing themselves.
to go.
In Kenya, you don't remember
Yeah,
the
no,
story?
no, it's true.
They are starving to death and all that,
Yeah.
and the pastor is growing fat.
Yeah, and then they have a Jesus. Yes, I watch that documentary. They have a man who claims to be Jesus, and people, their followers who actually believe that the guy is Black Jesus, and they live in seclusion.
You know that
China-
religion is the opium
Well,
of
we
the
have
masses.
we have our own Jesus over here. You know, there's a man of God who says that his face
Ah.
is going to be
Please,
the
please,
face of Jesus for the next
let's-
500 years.
Yeah.
Let's be serious.
I've forgotten his name.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said
Adumche.
Adumche.
Yeah, he said his face is going to be.
He's the one who sells the
represent
Yesu
Jesus.
Moja.
Yeah, you know, my shock is that he speaks impeccable English. I was shocked, honestly. I didn't expect
Why are
him
you
to.
shocked?
Why?
I know it's me. I cannot be shocked too. I didn't expect
But why
him
are
to.
you shocked?
No,
Why
I
are
didn't
you shocked?
expect him to.
That-
Why?
You think only illiterates can say that?
Yeah,
can
see, we've
say
seen some of
something
them,
like
right? We've seen some of them and what they did. They will appear in your dream and what have you. They have problem with English. We can understand.
But that one,
You
yeah,
know what I'm picturing? The picture of Obi and him going through the X-ray. And only God knows what he was seeing. Anyway,
Yeah, Doctor Ubini. Anyway, the other headlines here. Okay, but don't abuse provisions of Constitution. Speaker admonishes MPs as he recalls House. And 600 SMEs in Upper West region exposed to opportunities. Ghana's forestry sector contributes averagely 1.5% to GDP from 2014 to 2023. I'm sure that will go up because now we've opened the forest to gold mining. So their contribution of forest to GDP will go up very much. Because now
Nothing
we are mining
must
the
be
forest.
reversed. That law, whatever, that thing must be reversed. Allowing people to get permission to go into a forest reserve to go and mine. It must be reversed.
Anyway,
Seriously.
The new crusading guide is what I have. An Eastern Regional Town Hall meeting, roads, economy, and Agenda 111 tops government successes. NHIA releases 400 million to facilities. More coming soon. Comes with a photograph of.
So there's
Dr.
400
Da
million
Costa
has been
released.
released. So 400 more. To come.
That is what the new crusading guide is reporting.
All right,
And Telecel Ghana launches 7th edition of SME Month. Also, Asase Broadcasting Company rebuffs unlawful property acquisition claim. Employed to politicize judiciary. NDC-backed Agbeshi Jakpasu goes for GBA presidency. And Bobby Banson writes to new crusading guide over Rana Ofori entry with Buesiako. I think you can get details of this in the new crusading guide.
All right.
Well, I all these stories almost feature in the Daily Statesman too. NDC seeks control over GB, and I'm not very happy about that story. Well, the story is that the NDC Lawyers Association had a conference in Ho over the weekend, and they have indicated that they support Agbesi Jakpasu, and that if he takes charge of the GBA, it would mean that the NDC has taken charge. Do you know who he's contesting?
No.
Ifwagate, Jogate's wife.
Ifwagate.
So it appears that
If she also wins, MPP has taken
if
over.
Ifwagate takes over, then it means that the MPP has taken over.
So is that what it is? Because the last Bar Association president,
Yabuaf,
so he's also known to the NPP.
Yes.
So does it mean that he was an MPP bar person? I think he was a president for the entire.
But that is my concern. Politics should not invade the space of the bar. Hitherto, the bar was a very decent association. It was a strong voice of the nation. These days, the bar is gradually becoming an appendage, and I'm a lawyer. It concerns me. The bar is gradually becoming an appendage of one political party or another. When the MPP is in power, they want by all means to have the bar president, as part so that he can speak, especially to crucial issues. And the funny thing is that. In recent times, and except President Mahama, almost every president from President Kufuor to President Kufuor has been, a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Mills
as well was a lawyer.
And it's a big concern. It's a very big concern. I think that the bar must be left to be a bar. Well, the only thing we should not do there is drink, but otherwise the bar must remain a bar. And you see, the relevance of the bar was that it was capable of speaking its mind to the point of making a change. And if the Ghana Bar Association can no longer do that, we should just not have a bar. These days, the bar is not even able to address issues of lawyers effectively. And it's because of the creeping nature of politics that's going in there. I'm very concerned about that.
I mean, the bar should be apolitical, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there are lots of lawyers who are politicians, yes. But, as an association...
It should be apolitical, and not only apolitical. The bar should be an association that is constantly addressing national issues and must remain a voice. That you have a group of lawyers who seek justice for this country. We go to court. Our work is to make sure justice works. And so if the group comes together and we are not a voice for the people, then what are we?
Yes, we become a voice for one faction or the other.
Lawyers were beaten during the Occupy Julobi protest.
Oh, yes.
And unfortunately, the bar never issued a statement on that.
In a sense,
Lawyers
the
were
bar was
arrested.
trying to say,
Compare that to what happened in Kenya.
Exactly,
Anyway.
where the Chief Justice or the Supreme Court issued a stern warning.
Don't use tear gas.
Yes, to the security.
Anyway.
There are two other stories. Of course, the Eastern region showcases massive developments. That's the one that in your story is talking about roads, economy, and yes. So there's quite a huge list of things that seem to have been done in the Eastern region. I come from the Eastern region though. Chebi and its environs, very beautiful. Not Achimoda. Or if you pass through there, through that side to Asim Fusu, the roads are not good. So the infrastructure should spread. We can talk about the infrastructure and we will list roads and we will list hospitals, and if they are all concentrated in one area, not good enough.
Yeah, but Chebi is nice.
Yes, but Chebi is nice because the president is from there, and recently they've taken special interest in developing Chebi, which is not bad.
Yeah, the president from there, so yeah.
When we talk about all the infrastructure that has happened in Eastern region, you would, if you check it in a percentage form, Chebi alone and its environs may have 25% or more. That should not be the case.
Atume Wisa, maybe 5%.
Atume Wisa, roads are done though. Can't see my brother Kennedy. You're saying who's doing a very good job, by the way.
Nice one.
You know.
Nice one.
But I think that generally the national cake should be distributed equitably.
Evenly.
Yes.
Yeah, but when has the national cake ever been distributed equitably in this country?
Do you know
That's why I didn't say equally. Equitably, at least.
Do you know the allegations against Kufo? You know Kufo is from this
Kumewu
community. No, this community in
Kumasi.
After Kumasi. Oh, it's close to Offenso. That's where Kufo is from. Even
Kufo's hometown.
Kufo's hometown. The road to his hometown, he never did it.
Yeah.
And I remember the same allegations against Rollins.
Against Rollins.
Yes.
The same allegations also against Mahama.
Yes.
That
But
balling, he didn't do anything.
So
now
Kufo took a cue from it. I mean, Akufo-Addo took a cue from it.
I'm sure. So you say,
No, but
if he abuawe onamo, if he abuawe onamo ebika. So yeah.
anyway, there's another story about Mia's achievements surpasses all previous VIPs, and this story, page 4 of the Daily Statesman. There is a Queen Mother. Let me just open. The Queen Mother of Odumase in Asante Achim constituency of the Ashanti region. Nana Hema Ya Akwa the third. She has indicated that, and there was a courtesy call paid on her, and by Chema Untumi.
Okay.
And she says that Baomia's achievements surpasses all. Again, it's a worrying story for me because you see, she's a Queen Mother.
Yeah.
And I would rather that they don't double in here. You go and say, and people start now, analyzing what you have said, and a few shades are thrown at you.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know why these Queen Mothers, when these things happen, they just want to get themselves into politics,
Yeah.
Which achievements is he talking about, by the way? The man is a mate.
I'm sure if we give the Queen
Or
Mother,
if he's talking about Akufo-Addo's achievements, then but
that will rub off Baumia maybe.
but you go and talk about Baumia's achievements. The
You
man
know,
is a
Baumia has
driver's
also
mate.
been talking about his own achievement. He says if this game is a football match, December 7 election, he will have beaten Mahama 33-0.
33-0, yeah.
No, that one maybe he's talking about his own strengths.
His policies.
It's different from his achievement. After achievement, the man says he's a mate. And he says, well, if you want me to do everything now, what will I do when I become president?
And on that note, let's do the newspapers now. So we'll get more to do tomorrow. So I beg it's your turn. It's your turn, Rantam.
So yes, on the Daily Dispatch newspaper, Mrs. Ifua Gatti likely to be elected as first female president of the Ghana Bar. That has featured in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. The constituency where no candidate has served as an MP for 2 terms since 1996.
Okay.
And you know what constituency that is?
That should be the Kuku, right?
Yeah, Lejokuku constituency. Lejokuku constituency. Nobody has got more than. What about Adenta?
No,
Has anyone done 2 terms in
Adenta,
Adenta before?
Adenta, yes. Before Adenta was a CFC too until it started changing hands. Yeah.
You know? I see. So, this one is talking about Lejokuku.
Yeah.
So that's on the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Hey,
All right.
every MP has got 1 term.
Yeah, 1 term.
So there's always a new MP for Lejokuku.
Yeah.
Why do the people of Lejokuku vote like that?
We'll have to go there and find out.
So some serious research needs to be done.
Yeah.
To the case of Lejokuku.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't tolerate certain things. That's all.
They just don't tolerate nonsense.
Every time, different MP.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You done? Okay.
2024 elections, it's better to choose fresh leaders than to go back for rejected ones. That's Kofi Bentil of Imani speaking. We know that he has declared his support for Dr. Baumia.
Yes.
That's it for the Daily Dispatch.
The Herald this morning. Ethnic favoritism engulfs Ghana's military promotions. Officers outrage over Defense Minister's tribesman. Secretary Dumasi chief weighs into $3.5 million at Regano Properties matter, appeals to NAPO for justice and compensation for NPP financier. And this was a story that featured yesterday, and then we dealt with it.
Yeah.
Asante yes, Asante told not to be selective in Galamsey fight as MPP chairman Wontumi walks free. So this paper wants Asante to distool Chairman Wontumi as the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP. The Herald. No, because it says Asante told not to be selective in Galamsey fight as MPP's chairman.
No, as in, he should reprimand Chairman Wontumi.
No. He's been distooling Galamsey chiefs.
Yeah, so
that's what we've known Asante
Chairman
to be
is
doing.
a subject.
So if you bring Chairman Wontumi in there, he should be distooled as what, MPP chairman?
Chairman Wontumi is a subject.
Okay, I hear you.
Of Asante Mai.
Okay, so reprimand.
Summon him. Summon him.
Yeah.
And reprimand him.
Okay.
But you know, Chairman, in all fairness, Chairman Wontumi has been doing mining.
Yeah.
For a long time before the MPP came to power. He had a company called Hansol Mining that was doing not Galamsey, mining.
Mining, yeah.
Long before he came to power. And now, I mean, see, we're talking about Galamsey. I don't know if what Chairman Wontumi is doing is Galamsey.
The one he did in
when
the forest.
Mining becomes
the one
illegal.
Akunta Mining did in the forest.
Yes, the one Akunta Mining did in the forest. Yes.
That was the problem.
And there's clear evidence of what Akunta Mining is doing in a forest reserve when they are not supposed to be doing that there.
At that
They
time.
are breaking
At
the
that
rules.
time,
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah, but of course, I agree. In fact, his excavators were bent under
Yes.
NDC. He went to court and secured judgment in his favor.
yes.
So, yes, I agree. Chairman Wontumi had been in fact, that was the point I was making about whether Galamsey has joined politics or politics bringing in. You get it?
Together.
So nobody can tell me that the business Chairman Wontumi was doing did not play a part in who he has become in MPP today. No. That's the point. Okay, so other headlines here. YE announces phase 2 of skills training program, and Nana Kwame Bediako unveils his 12 pillars for Ghana's economic growth,
Are
like
you
the
convinced?
12 disciples.
Are you convinced?
No, there are many people that he has to convince. Me, man, just one vote. There are many people that he has to convince.
But it's one vote cumulatively that
no
makes.
but
But
problem.
the question is whether or not you are convinced.
Oh,
it's not how many votes
I
you
mentioned
have.
it yesterday. You asked. I mentioned that, given what he has unveiled,
Yeah.
and we know that chances are it's only MPP and DC who have the best chance of winning, right? If they win, they should pick that document, the blueprint,
From
and
Jeddah.
then work with it.
You see, he still didn't answer the question.
Yeah, no, I won't answer.
I don't know why.
So that is it for the Herald this morning.
All right, the Informer newspaper. Alleged failure to prosecute Kufuor's appointees. Stop the lies against Mills. NDC elders warn Spio Gabra. Also, Tumfo on fire. Crusade against Galamsey as Arocha Ghana raises red flag. And also election 2024. Let's preserve Ghana's peace. MPP flag bearer Dr. Baumia is making this appeal. And come clear on free tertiary education policy. EduWatch is also making this appeal and comes with a photograph of Divine Pay, who we understand is no longer with EduWatch.
Yeah.
Wow.
The insight.
Divine has left Edward.
He has joined another CSO.
Wow. I mean, Divine and Kofi Asare are synonymous with Edward. So
Yeah. By the way, but Tom come, Tom goes.
Yeah.
Kofi Asare himself was with.
He was with the Education Ministry. at the
Education
point.
Ministry,
Then
and
came
then
to,
GNEC. Yeah.
And there was an issue. Remember when Apo was the
Yeah,
minister?
and then he
There are
did-
claims
and then
that.
he did,
And then he founded the EduWatch.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
Yeah,
At least we have a lot of friends in high places.
Yeah,
That
in
is
Bay
fine.
we also move on and found in Baywatch. How do you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, somebody also whispered to me that Mensa Thompson is leaving Asepa.
No, he
for
Mensa
who?
Thompson is Asepa.
He's a super.
Anyway, so the inside newspaper. State looters in trouble as the NDC vows to recover state lands, cathedral funds, and others. It's in the front page, and it has a photo of President Mahama and Okudzeto Ablaka. Apparently, in the manifesto, and the story is actually contained in page, continued from here in page 6 and 7. Apparently, they are vowed to go after state looters and people who have acquired state lands and the cathedral funds. I am concerned.
Yeah.
The cathedral funds.
Yes. $58 million.
It's a problem. But you see, how are they going to recover it? you know, it's a big problem. How are they going to recover it?
Yeah.
Investigations?
I mean, I asked Okujeto
If
Ablakwa.
monies were paid
If the
wrong.
people have chopped the money, how you
Yeah,
can't keep people in jail.
I asked Okujeto Ablakwa the same question, and he says, well, they will have their ways of going after these monies because some of the monies that were paid were not legitimate monies, you know, and steps can be taken using the law courts to recover some of those monies.
You know,
and so he believes.
confiscation of assets.
And I'm surprised that you see everybody's, and including the MPP and President Kufuor himself, seem to have now abandoned the project. Like, whatever. It appears
because we made a lot of noise about it that we don't want them
that-
to continue, so they've abandoned it because Ghanaians don't
When
want the
you were
project
making
to
it
continue.
You
What
made the
was-
promise.
what
In
was
fact,
the
from the
reaction?
beginning,
Yeah.
Ghanaians made the noise. You
Yeah.
ignored it. You started the cathedral. You said it was your commitment to God.
Yeah.
They pretended that they were using their own money. They said a fundraising. And now you have dug that hole there.
Yeah, and they've
you
abandoned
have left it.
Yeah.
The land has been wasted.
Because they
the
can't
property
continue.
that was sitting there has been wasted. I mean, what is
The
that?
judges' bungalows that were demolished.
And I don't think
that.
I don't think that President Mahama will come and continue, or Baumia will even come. I don't know
No,
what's
but
going
Omea
on.
talked about, you know,
That way,
perhaps-
when he comes, he's
yeah,
going
The
to build it.
redesign.
they will do a redesign and all
Redesign
of
and
that.
then reduce the cost.
But President Akufo-Addo can't continue because at this point, Ghanaians will not allow him to continue to use state funds to fund a project that is a personal
You
project.
think
This is when
President
they have
Kufuor has
everything
cared
stopped.
about what Ghanaians will allow?
Yeah, no, but
If he
you see,
wants
with
to, he
this-
will do it.
Let me say something.
No, but with
there.
this particular, no, if he
ask us
continues
before
doing
you-
it,
What will
it
you do?
it will be chaotic.
Ah,
What
how?
will be chaotic?
Look
What
at
will
the-
you
look
do?
at the
Oh,
noise
the
that
man-
have
the
happened
man-
with the National Cathedral. No.
What will you do like
Even
that?
because you see, because I don't think even a lot of the people in the clergy will continue to support it if state funds are continually used to complete the National
I am
Cathedral.
saying that thing started 8
Duncan
years ago.
Williams, Duncan Ward
No,
Mills,
but they
all
have
of these
washed their
people
hands off
have
now.
washed their hands off and
I'm
resigned.
saying
I don't
that
think the
thing
clergy will even
started
support
8 years
it.
ago. They followed it. Now when the
Because there
government
was
is almost out
controversy-
of
because there was controversy
What's
about where the money was
the
coming
controversy?
from.
If
Where the money
President
was
Kufuor
coming
was
from.
concerned about doing this, he would have done it in his first term.
Well, I don't know.
The money that have been sunk in that hole is a big concern. No, and when you go to Kumasi and they're talking about state lands, it's another big concern. A lot of either two government properties have been released to.
The Denyami area,
Yes.
all of those lands. we
I don't know.
understand.
Again, these are lands people have completely built on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to recover them, and the people bought them.
Yeah, and they bought them. They have, legitimate
So
documentation.
I don't know.
I
how
think,
you're going
and
to recover
that's
them.
where
It's a big problem.
That's where when I was happy when the vice president and MPP flag bearer was asked by Natalie Fort
Yeah.
about this bill that the Okujeto Ablakwa is working on,
Yeah.
seeking to bar public office holders, political office holders, from acquiring state assets, including land. And he says any law in that regard is welcome.
Yeah.
Like that's what he said. But I heard the central bank governor and the deputies, they bought land, state land.
Yeah,
they
they
are
have.
defending it and they're justifying it.
Yeah. They bought state lands.
And they are buying state land is no problem. That one, Okujeto Ablakwa has told us.
But
My
that's the
issue with the
problem.
justification, they find nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but they bought
See,
it.
Addison can buy any land from a private man anywhere in the world.
Why they say
He
private
chooses to
land?
buy the state land.
Prime
That's
state
my
land.
problem.
At discounted price.
Yes.
At a
But you
discounted
see,
price.
you are complaining. The president has no problem with a minister of state, a Greek minister, seeking to buy the properties and assets of Senate. And you are talking about Addison has bought. He has already bought. He has to defend it.
Yeah.
But your concern should be state property such as Senate hotels, being sold to a sitting minister of a Greek. And the president says, but you should allow them to sell it to him.
Yeah, he said it was a lot
Thankfully,
of
Labour
noise.
prevailed.
He said it was a lot of noise. It was much ado about nothing. That's why it was unnecessary. That's what how the president described the labor agitations.
Anyway,
against.
then the
against
C
that
says
sale.
they will set a what do they call it?
Commission of
a
inquiry or
commission or to investigate that and make sure they acquire them back. In the front page also, you will have no choice but to hand over. Aban Babin, he went to Tamale and spoke.
Yeah.
31st August.
Yeah.
And he says that the people who are saying that they won't hand over, and it appears that was a shade thrown at Brandon Champon.
Yeah, obviously.
That they will have no choice than to hand over.
Yeah.
I think that one other story of interest to me, NIEP supports 600 kaya years with vocational tools. It's been long in coming. They should have done this 8 years ago. Yeah. So yes, those are the stories in the front page of the
Okay, the Chronicle, the final news I have. Police soup unsuspected Ponzi scheme gang. 487 arrested in Kumasi. NPP has delivered on its promises. That's according to said Kwame Champong, Eastern Regional Minister. Of Government Official 1 and his night-day clubs, Ebu Concerts PCA. And Ghana is on a perilous trajectory, Nyahu Tamaklo. And quotation for this morning, Ephesians 5:6. Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of substance, God's wrath comes on those who are disobedient. So says the Lord. People.
All right. The final one I have is the Daily Searchlight. And look, Daily Searchlight, Uncle Ken. Nowadays, it's difficult to read your newspaper for some time now. Anyway, Ghana Airport Company yet to collect 33.8 million debt. In spite of debts, NPP commits Ghana to more expenses. Also, GTech engages leadership of tertiary institutions in quality tertiary practices at Maiden Summer School. These are the ones that I can read. The rest I can't.
Okay. The Daily Post, the front page, big story. Abuja unveils NDC's glittering plans to upgrade Ghana's infrastructure from January of 2025. Another bold story, Akatapori exposes EC and how they sold him to Baumia. I don't even understand that story. Voters register tampered with. We demand forensic audits. That's the minority. That's the story we're talking about that unfolded yesterday in Parliament. And at the back page, AFCON 2025, Black Stars arrive in Kumasi for Angola encounter.
Yeah.
And I will arrive this afternoon for Angola encounter.
Yeah.
Send our regards to them. The best. Yes.
All right. Starfm.com.gh. Professor Opoku Ajaman expresses concern about the difficulties facing fishermen. Police arrest 487 QNet Ponzi scheme members in Kumasi. Election 2024. NDC government will fight the Galamsey menace head on. That's what the NDC is saying. That's according to Okujeto Aplakwa. Zongo Ministry and Development Fund were aimed at misleading Zongo communities. That's according to Johnson Asiedu Nketia. And Mahama committed to empowering Ghanaian women. That's according to Professor Nana Jane. So these are the stories that on starfm.com.gh.
Let me give you the city newsroom finally. Don't divert drought relief funds to NPP sympathizers, Mahama is saying. We've delivered and will continue to do more. Deputy Finance Minister. Election 2024, NDC will ruthlessly fight Galamsey. That's according to Ablakwa. Minority justifies decision to boycott deliberations on lithium agreement. Expedite lithium agreement as global demand source. Chairman Sabunsu tells Parliament. And police arrest 200, that's the same story. Scholarship Secretariat secures 50 million Ghana cedis for Ghanaian students studying abroad. That's good news because many of them are losing their studentship. They are unable to pay, and as a result, they are being booted out of their schools. And it had become a national emergency. And so if the Secretariat has now secured 50 million, expeditiously, let's dispatch these funds to rescue these students.
You see, I'm not talking about the funds. I'm talking about the fact that there is a drought relief fund now being disbursed. It's a concern. I mean, one village, one dam. What happened? We must. That's a question we must ask.
Yeah, that one didn't have
because
a fund.
We should really not have the drought that has happened. That now is a national emergency. We've banned the sale, the export of grains, and now we are now distributing funds. We set up a fund. Does it not baffle you?
Yeah. When it could have been prevented.
I mean,
because
what kind of people are we?
Yeah, the policy of the one village, one dam would have been so brilliant to deal with a situation like this.
Exactly, and it was anticipated. That is why everybody thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
The dams never happened.
Yeah, the dams, I mean, some dugouts were done. Some dugouts were done.
But they dried up.
They dried up.
No, it's a serious problem.
We are not serious. It's a serious problem, but we are not serious.
We are not serious.
No,
Yes.
and irrigation is something. It's not
deal.
high technology.
Yeah.
Irrigation is not high technology.
Yeah.
You still, as of today, can't. Even if you didn't do one village, one dam, but you did some dams.
Irrigation
Some
Let's
villages,
say,
some
yes.
dams.
So a few villages
With a few
dams.
Yeah.
It still would have
A
done.
few engineered dams.
Yeah.
And there were budgets. If you go and check the budgets, the monies that have been spent on one village, one dam, you will be shocked.
Anyway, so finally, before we go, Prosper is sending us this one Galamsey. It says, "You won't believe what is happening around Osino and Enyinem." I think we believe. We go to Kumasi all the time.
That's what we're talking about. We have seen.
In terms of Galamsey, it says pollution is taking place by the road and near the police station. Yes, I know the police station. In fact, Enyinem, just before you get to the bridge, the Enyinem one, just to your right, there's a police station.
No,
there.
that's if you are coming. Okay.
If you are going. If you are going
after the police station.
After the police station and then the
after
bridge.
the bridge.
Exactly. But what he's saying is it's true that it's close to the police station. The police people can just say, hey, move through. They will go. But they won't do it.
And you know, the funny thing is that bridge is over a river.
The river is Milo.
See the river.
The river is Milo. Beverage. Anyway, we are done.
Quick one on the irrigation. As far back as whatever, those of us who read history, civilization of Egypt. Yeah, they had a shadow of irrigation system.
It's 300 BC.
Some years ago. And
desert
2024,
desert.
Look, we are not
300 before Christ.
And Egypt is still doing that. They've actually been able to reclaim the desert. And it's become an arable land, and they are farming.
If you go to Libya, the kind of irrigation. And we are sitting here giving drought relief fund.
Even in Israel, what they've been able to do.
And
the thing is
rocky areas.
You see, the thing that the Volta Lake,
the
Volta Lake and the Volta River passes through the entire length of the country, right? Yeah. From the north all the way down to the
Black
south.
Volta, there's blah, blah, blah.
The Volta River and then the Volta Lake. And, there's a Bagri Dam spillage and all of that. So, I mean, we're supposed to put the Pualugu Dam there. It's been on the book since time immemorial. It's not been able to done it. So they've been able to even harness, some of this water for irrigation purposes. So it's not too difficult, or it's not too rocket science to be able to put up proper irrigation schemes in the northern part of the country to help farmers. Because whether we like it or not,
we have an irrigation authority. We pay them.
Whether we
like it or not,
the northern part of the country is a food basket when it comes to grains. It's a food basket when it comes to grains. Maize, millet, and all of that.
Sorghum and whatever.
Sorghum, maize, millet, sorghum, even yams. Even yams. A lot of the yams that we have are coming from the northern part of the country.
It's sad.
So we should care about, how crops over there will survive.
I'm saying that this was something that was in the manifesto 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And so long ago, even before the government came to power, they knew the importance of irrigation in the north. For us to sit there, and it's not as if we've had an extraordinary weather, this year that everywhere is dry. So for us this year to be experiencing a drought that goes to the point of, setting up a relief fund and banning export of grains. We are just not a serious people, to put it mildly.
In all of this too, the Ghana Meteorological Agency told us, in fact, they told the authorities that there is going to be there's going to be a dry spell lasting this number of days. Yeah. The Meteo Agency warned.
Meanwhile, there was a minister of Agric.
So what was the plan?
Lantam. Meanwhile, there was a minister of Agric who was there for 7 years, thought he had done so well that he wanted to be president too. Yeah. And the president always said that his minister was excellent.
See, our problem is the lack of a true sense of direction. When you go to Cote d'Ivoire, you know why Cote d'Ivoire beats us to cocoa production? Their own plantation farms. So there's a direction, national direction, that we want to grow cocoa. We have lands, so cocoa plantations, right? Here, see, if you become a leader, you cannot do anything at all. Just go. Ask for the documents covering Nkrumah's state farms, right? State farms. And just revive them. Just revive the state farms. You will be somewhere relative to full security. But for some strange reason, we're unable to do that.
Look, you are even talking
We're not even thinking about doing it in the first place.
All a champion did was Operation Feed Yourself. Yeah. Everybody have a backyard garden.
Yeah, and see what happened.
There were just backyard gardens.
Yeah, and the backyard garden concept took off.
Yes,
it took off,
almost
and everybody
you go to these days. Nobody.
Yeah, the concept of the backyard garden took off seriously. Everybody had some. Yeah.
And when you put the irrigation part aside, buffer stock. What happened?
Yeah, to buy and save.
We haven't bought and saved food. Now we are.
You don't have storage facilities.
There are people who are supposed to themselves supply to the buffer stock for the buffer stock to do almost supply to schools and deal with some of these emergencies. They
Yeah,
themselves
yeah.
are having issues, getting the
which is my
producing.
point. Even if we've been working on this buffer stock for the past 3-4 years, we should have enough stored somewhere, so that today we can't be talking about banning the export of grains. And the people don't even admit. That's my concern. They don't even admit that the thing. There's a problem. Anyway, God save us.
Yes, you're still listening to the Morning Star. There's still a lot more to come here on the show, and we want you to stay tuned. When we return, we've got a whole lot more coming up.
Let's have